day everyone and welcome. So today I'm going to draw the cable pulley on page 2-39 in the HSE handbook. The first thing I'm going to do is see what are we looking at. So if we look here at the exploded view, it shows us that from here this is the front view and we have 2 frames and 3 places where a shaft go in. For this one, the bush goes over the shaft, the wheel goes over the bush, and everything is enclosed by 2 frames that is tightened with a washer and a nut. On this one we have a hook that goes over the shaft and everything is enclosed with the nut and washer. What do they want us to do? They want us to draw according to a scale of 1 to 1 a front view as well as a section right view. The first thing I'm going to do is see if I have my XY line in the middle of the page with my 10mm spacing. If I look at the question again, I can see that the longest part for the right view will be the shaft area. If I count all of those dimensions together, I get 70. If I'm correct, let me just make 100% sure. So it's 12 plus 8. Yes, I get 70 millimeters. So let's see if I have 70 millimeters left. I think I definitely do. Yes, I have way more space than 70 millimeters. On the front view, for the front view, this is the biggest part, that is 125 millimeters. But if I have a look at the wheel, it says my wheel, which goes in these 2 center lines, it shares the same center lines. I have a radius of 22 because the diameter is 44. So I have a radius of 22. And if I take my 125, subtract 100, I have 25 left, which means I have 12.5 for each side. So the wheels are definitely going to overtake this frame. So let me see if I'm going to fit that in. I'm going to work with 22 for the wheel until the center. 22 and then a 100 for the frame until the other center line, and then another 22. So for the front view I have enough space, so I can start drawing. I'm going to darken my XY line because I know it will fit, it's on the right place, and so that we can just see between the left and the right. So this is my XY line. I'm going to start by drawing the frame, the front view of the frame first. So the top, I'm just going to start here at the top somewhere, not too close to the top because maybe something overlaps there as well. Draw a construction line so that I can start from there. Then I have my, let me just see, this is my 100 mark. I'm just going to extend this 100 mark as a construction line so that I can see that, and this one as well, and the outside, the 22 for the wheel. Okay, so I have where the 100 starts, where the center line of the frame is, 100 millimeters away to the other center line, and then where the wheel should end. On this I can see, okay, so we said that from the center line we need 12.5 millimeters to the edge of this frame. So I'm going to measure 12.5 millimeters. That's 12.5 millimeters from the 100 outwards. From the 100 outwards, and then I'm going to draw that construction line down. Draw that construction line down, and same on the other side. $12.5 and just bring it down. So this is where the frame will end. If we look at the question, the frame, it says there is roundings of radius 12. So you can either use your circle stencil, but I usually struggle with that. So I take my compass and I set my compass to radius 12. There it's set to radius 12, and on that corner, so this was my 100, this is 12.5 millimeters away, I make an arch on that side as well as an arch on this side. Then I take my compass, still set to 12, on the one place where the arch met the line, I make an arch again. And then on the other side, I make an arch again. And now I can take my compass and put it where it crossed. Oh, there it moved. Let me just adjust this. And make that arch. So it's a definite arch, it's dark, we can see it 100%. Now I'm going to do the same on the left side. My compass is still set to 12. I put it in the corner, make an arch on the one line as well as the other. Put it on that place, make an arch on the other one, that crossing, make an arch. And where those two meet, I can make my final arch. And then I can finally draw in this line. There. I can finally draw in that line because it's the top, and we need to find the rest. Let's look. So 22 millimeters down, we get this center line for those two circles. I'm going to measure 22 down and start and draw that center lines so that I know it is done and I don't have to worry about it later. So from the top, 22 down, and draw in my long, short, long, short, long, short, long, short lines. There we go. And then again we have another 22 down until this corner. Measure 22 down again. Light construction line. There we go. So I drew it from the end to the end. Now I have this line. We want lines that goes like this. Let's find the center. This is the center which is in the middle of our frame. I'm going to get the middle by measuring from the 100 to the other 100. I'm going to measure 50. And then I might as well just draw it as a center line because it is a center line. So a long, short line that goes down. There we go. And from the top all the way to the center line, it is 63. So again, measure 63 down. And draw that in as a center line as well. There we go. And then we have an arch over here, which has a radius of 12 to this arch. So I set my compass. I think my compass is still set to 12, but let me just double check. Yes, my compass is at 12, so I put my compass down there and I make an arch. Let's make the arch a bit bigger. Make it a nice rounded arch like that. And then what we need to do as a construction line, we need to, from this corner that we got, that is 44 down from the top, from there on the edge, I need to draw a line that only touches my circle. So there we go. I have a line that touches my circle. It doesn't go through my circle. If I extend it, it will not go through the circle. We do the same on this side. From this corner, one that only touches the circle and doesn't go through. Like that. Now we need to make an arch in here and here. That's a bit more different than what we did over here. First we need to find the two parallel lines, the ones that goes with this one and this one. So this one is easy. We just measure 12 millimeters and we draw a line. There's that. Whereas this one, we need to think of grade 10 again. Our compass is already set to 12. So we set our compass down at the end of our line, just somewhere on the line, and we make a light half circle. Then somewhere on the top side of the line, we make a light circle as well. Then we use our ruler. We draw a construction line that touches both of the circles. And we draw a line, and there where it meets, that's where we set our compass to draw in that arch. There that go. My arch doesn't look very good, but hopefully yours look better. Let's see if my other side works better. I do the same again. Measure 12. Draw that construction line. Then make sure my compass is set to 12, because I think that was my problem. Yes, somewhere on the edge of the line, make half a circle. Somewhere on the other end of the line, make a circle. And then draw a line that touches. Where those two meet, and then that one is way better. That one worked way better than the other one. I saw my problem with the first one. Let me just fix that one. Here we go. And now I can just darken the lines that is needed to be darkened. That one. That one. We can draw from this circle to where it touches this one. Let me just use this one. Like that, and on this side as well. And we can finish this bottom circle as well. And now we have the outline. We can also add the circles here in the middle by either using a circle stencil. It has a diameter of 10, or you can use a small compass. I'm going to use my small compass. Set my compass to 5 millimeters. On the 100 line, not the 12 line, please. Oops. That's why I shouldn't use the compass for the small circles, but it's done. And on this side, it moved. Okay, I'm going to use my circle stencil, not going to struggle anymore. Then, make sure it's aligned. And here as well. Okay, so we have our few little small circles. Now, I'm going to use blue as a projection line. So I'm going to take the height, the lowest part, the center of that circle, and the center of this circle. Okay, so that's my construction lines. To take it over to this side, now we need to start drawing the right side. The first thing that I saw is in the shaft, they only started giving the measurement from here, the second line, not the first line. So we need to calculate that first one. For a bolt and a shaft, something like this distance is usually 0.1 times 10, the m times m. So our m is 10, which means this spacing will be 1, and this one as well. So to get this bit, we need to take 10, subtract 1, and subtract another 1, which means we are left with 8. Now I can measure 8. This is where the shaft is going to be. there as well as there. So I'm going to measure 4 up and 4 down, and the same for the top. I'm going to measure 4 up and 4 down and draw construction lines. Light construction lines. Where is this one? As well. Oh, I didn't do this one yet. Let me just quickly do this one. So again, in the middle, 4 up, 4 down, construction line and construction line. Then this small part, this one, I'm going to do dark because it's going to be the edge, the end. There we go. That's the end of the shaft. Now I need to do that 45-degree lines. So I take my 45-degree triangle, put my pencil on the edge of my 4mm and just move up my pencil to get that for a small 4mm line. And then I do the same on this side. 4mm line, that's a bit big. 4mm line and 4mm line. I'm just going to erase all this very much unnecessary line work. Oh, there, I erased that whole thing. Just correct that. Okay, then the total height or the total width of this shaft is from there to there is 10. So I'm going to measure 5mm up and 5mm down. There we go, 5. So 5 up and 5 down. So where this line and the 45mm meet, that is where I get that line. So I'm just going to draw this one down because it's going to be the same. Now I can start to draw the frame, because from there it is 12mm to where this frame starts. So measure from there 12mm and draw in my frame, which starts oh wait, I need to extend this because there's going to be a larger hole there, there, there we go. So I quickly need to erase that small part. Okay, there we go. 0.5 because it's dark solid lines. There, there till there. And then it is 8mm long. It's 8mm long, and I can draw the end dark as well. And then I'm going to do the hatching as well. I'm going to do the hatching because it's done. Okay, so you can get marks for that because that's done. To get the second frame, let's see how far it is apart. 30 millimeters. It is 30 millimeters. So again, I can measure from here 30 millimeters and draw in the inside of my frame, just like that. Actually, I can do it with 0.5 because it is finished. It is 8 millimeters. That's 8. And I can do that hatching as well. Not in the same direction. Well, it can be in the same direction, but not the same distance apart. So I'm going to do it in the different direction. But the hatching cannot be the same as the other one because it's not the same part. It's two different parts. There we go. So you can get marks for that. The next thing I would draw is the shaft, because everything goes around the shaft. The shaft, we already have this bit and this bit sort of. We will finish. Let's get this end as well. I think we should get this end as well. So it is 12 millimeters away. Let's measure from here 12 millimeters away there, and then we use our 45 degree. Actually, let me just project it up as well to the other side, light construction line, and then 45 inwards. From there, 45 inwards, 45 inwards, and this side 45 inwards and inwards. There we go. So because this is so fine detail, it's always a bit of a struggle, especially with my lighting and everything. It's a bit hard to see there, but hopefully yours look better. But this is where the thing is going to end. A washer, we can actually add the washer. Let's add the washer while we're at it. The washer is 2 millimeters, and we have the 10, so 20 in diameter, so it's 10 up and 10 down. So 2 millimeters there, That's where the washer is going to end. I'm just quickly going to draw it there, there and there. And it is 10 millimeters up and 10 millimeters down. 10 millimeters up, 10 down. Let's do this one. 10 up and 10 down. So our washer there we have our washer, and I think there's a washer on the other side as well. Yes, there's a washer on this side as well, so I'm just going to take the height over to this side, this side, measure 2 millimeters and draw it in. Erase the unnecessary lines that I drew to dog. There we go. Next, I'm going to draw in the shaft that goes from, it is a 16 diameter, it's 16, so 8 up and 8 down. From here, from the middle, I measure 8 up and 8 down. I'm not going to do this one because, no I can, because the shaft is there as well. I forgot about that. Let's add the shaft there and 8 down. There's the shaft. The next one I will do is the bush that goes over the shaft. We already have that 16. We need the 20, which is the same as the washer. Why does that look too small? So it's 10 up and 10 down. Ten up, 10 down. I know it is the same. There doesn't come a bush here. This is the hook. So I have that bush and I can hatch that as well. I'm going to do it in the same direction as either one of these, but very much smaller. And for this one, both of the sides are being hatched in the same way, same distance, same direction, because it is the same object, the same part. There we go. Now, over this piece, there is going to be a wheel. So here we don't have a bush that goes over it, but we have a, yes. So we don't have a bush that goes over this one. This hook goes directly over it. But we need to look carefully now. This is the one that we need to draw. So this is the one that I'm going to draw now. We have the 30. We have the center point. We want to know, and we have this inside, we want to know the outside, which has a diameter of 26. The radius is 13. So we measure 13 up and 13 down. I'm going to do this part light, just to make sure that I can see better what is going to be hatched and not. So 13 up and 13 down. And 26. Okay, let me just make sure of that measurement, because I think it should line up. Yes, it should line up. So it lines up with this bottom. Let me just make sure again. Oh no, it doesn't line up really. It's just a bit below that one. So I have this. This is where my first 13 is. Okay, that part I'm going to draw dark, because I'm definitely seeing that part. There we go. And then there's bottom one. I'm going to do light for now. Light for now, because we need to find this arch here and the entire hook. So this is where that part will end up. Next thing I would do is find the middle, because this is 30. So I'm going to find the middle, which is 15. Right there. Actually, I'm going to draw this as a center line. I'm going to draw this as a center line, because it is a center line, it's supposed to be. And you get marks for your center line. So when you do it, when you have it, by just this, I think you will get pretty decent marks, because you already got marks for your 2 frames, your bush, your washers. You cannot really get all your marks for your shaft, because it isn't done yet, but for your right view you will get some marks that is more than if you just left it open. Let's see then, from the center to the first center line is 27. So I measure 27 down. And then I'm going to draw another center line. There we go. And the next center line is 13. Then I can start drawing in those arches, which has the inside arches. I'm going to do the inside arches first, which has a radius of 8. Going to set my compass to 8. so now my compass is set to 8. And I will put my compass down on the first intersection and draw half a circle. And then the second one and draw half a circle. Come on. There we go. And now I can just connect them. For the outside one, the radius is 17. We have a radius 17. So I'm going to set my compass to 17. And for this one I'm going to make an half an arch over here and half an arch over here, or quarter. And then for this one I'm going to make my full half arch. Just like that. Connect these two. And the reason I did this lightly is because we need this radius that combines them. And it doesn't tell me what that radius is that I can see. Okay, so for that, I'm going to see if one of my circles will fit in here, because it doesn't go through. It goes between these two. And it looks like that my radius 3 will fit. Yes, my radius 3. So I use diameter 3, just like that, and on the other side, just like that. So for this, I know there's a method you use where in grade 10, where you use the radius of the circle and the radius you want the inner circle to be, or how far it should be apart from this one, and then you get the outside one with the radius 1 plus the radius 2, and you combine. But I don't see if they tell us what the distance should be for this, so I'm just going to go with this for now. Okay, like that. And then you can complete that arc and complete this arc. Why isn't this arc? Okay, there we go. Complete this one. And I'm going to erase this middle line. I'm going to do that better. Okay, erase this middle line. There we go. And that should be hatched together. Let me just redo this one. Like this. Okay, this all is hatched in the same direction and same distance apart. So I'm going to do the opposite direction that we did the bush over there. So I'm going to start here at the bottom. Hatch all of this the same. Okay, I will show you when I'm done. Okay, so there is the hook with the hatching done. Let's see, what do we still need? I will finish the sectioning view and then I will start doing everything here. The next thing I'm going to draw is the wheel. So the wheel, I'm going to do the outlines first and then with all of the bits, and then I'm going to do it dark just to make sure that I do it accurately. The first thing is I'm going to get these two bits, which is, the first one is 14 millimeters, so 7 to the one side and 7 to the other side. We already have a center line, we just need to extend it upwards. There we go. And now I'm going to measure 7 and 7. There we go. The next one is 20 in total, so 10 and 10. The total height from the middle, or the total height, is, where is it, 44, so I'm going to measure 22 and 22. Okay, 22 is there, and 22 is here. So this is where that part is going to end. I'm just going to do it as construction for now. Make it a bit darker later. Then we want to add this. There's an arch going like this and an arch going like this. So we need to find it from center point to center point. It's 38. 38 divided by 2 is 15. Is 19. So I need to measure 19 up and 19 down. Is it 19? Yes, it is 19, but it's 22. Is this 22? Yes. Okay. So 19. Oh yes, it does make sense. There's 19 and 19 over here. That's the center point. So I'm going to make a center line. There we go. And here as well. going to make a center line. And now I can draw in my arch that has a radius of 5. So set my small compass to radius of 5. There, and make a arch, and over here and make an arch. Come on. Let's make sure it's secure this time. There we go. Okay. And we want to draw in a line that touches this point and the circle. It only touches. Like, oh, that didn't touch at all. Let me just correct that. Get a different angle of viewing. Okay, I think now it should touch. Still not. Okay, now it touched. And the other side. Here we go. This one. That one. Touches. This one. Touches. I'm just going to fill up the parts that I know is going to be final, so that I can see my drawing better. So take my small compass, and there where the lines touch, I'm just going to complete that. Let me rather use my circle stencil because I'm keep messing up. Okay, so I'm just going to use my circle stencil for this part because it's a bit annoying. So 10. Just going to fill up that area where it touched, and this one as well. Erase the part where I messed up. I'm going to draw these lines dark. And these ones as well. And then only the outskirts. These small two lines. Those two and these two. I'm only going to do that dark because for this part we need another arch that goes like this somewhere. Those arches are also 5 also has a radius of 5, and we know that where it ends, this is going to be 28 diameter, so then 14 up and 14 down. Let's measure. Up, 14 down. So they are going to end there, 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 and there. And it has a radius of 5. So a diameter of 10. So again, I'm just going to use my circle stencil, otherwise I'm going to frustrate myself. It ends there. So draw that in. This side, I almost used the wrong one. Okay. Ends there. Draw that in. Top one. And this one. And finally, draw in these bits just like that, and then I can hatch my wheel. So I'm going to use my 45 and 60, and it shouldn't be in the same direction as this, shouldn't be in the same size or same hatching type as anything else. So I'm going to do it in the opposite direction as that. Is this, and then I'm going to can't use that. Let's do this one. There we go, hatching is done, my wheel is done, my hook is done, frame is done. I think I only need the nuts. So okay, I'm going to draw the nuts because we are not allowed to use a nut stencil, a nut and bolt stencil. First I'm going to draw the information, for example the wheel. It doesn't overlap there, but we know it's going to overlap at the sides. I'm going to take my compass. I think my compass is already... No. What is the total distance? Is 22. So I'm going to set my compass to 22. Compass is set to 22. Put it there in the middle, where it meets, it's supposed to be, and then see, okay, so this is where the wheel goes past. On the other side as well, see where the wheel goes past, just like that. And am I going to see some of the inside of the wheel, which is 28, so a radius of 14, let's see, just to 14, I think so. I think we're going to see a bit. Okay, so let's quickly see if we're going to see a bit. The center. Yes. Get that little piece in there. And on this side. There we go. That's the wheels. Let's draw in our washers. Our washers has a radius of 10. So I'm going to use the smaller one. It has a radius of 10. Set my compass to 10. Draw in my washers. I know my drawing looks a bit messy because I didn't want to make my construction lines too light so you can't see. So yours is going to be a lot lighter than mine. I did my washers and now we need to do the nut and bolt. Or the nuts. So for the nuts, it tells me that it is an M10 nut. Which means if we know the dimensions of a nut and bolt, but the answer is here in the book as well. So for the nut we want to have this is, we already have this and the outside or so the outer one is the M, it's the 10, it's the big one. Did we do the M or did we do the 8? Let's just make sure. I think we did the 10. Yes, we did the 10, but now we need this 8 millimeters inside as well. So we set our compass to 4 millimeters. Very small. Or you can use a circle stencil. But I'm just going to set my compass to 4 millimeters. There we go. And then, okay, let me use the circle stencil instead. With 0.3, we are going to use the diameter of 8 now. Right there. Remember, we leave a part open. Oh, that was not aligned. Let me just get it better aligned with my bad lighting. Okay, so there, that one is aligned better. Let's do this one as well. We leave a part open. I know my alignment is out. The lighting is very bad at the moment and I cannot see there because I don't want to get in front of the camera. Let's do this bottom one as well. There we go. And now for the nut. Now we need the outside line where the hexagon is going to come around, which is 1.5 times the M. So we have 1.5 times 10. It gives me 15 in diameter. So we are going to use the, do I have a 15? Yes, 15 diameter one in here. I'm going to see if I can get the alignment a bit better. So that's very lightly 15. Actually, let's make it a bit darker so you can see. It's not extreme, it's not construction light, but there we go. And then 15 on this side. 15, 15. And then we are going to draw the sides. We need to see what point is up. Is the sharp point surface up or the flat surface? if we look here, the sharp is up. So first, let's draw our, oh, I need one here as well. 15, let me do this before I forget. There we go. And then for our sharpness up, I'm going to draw a very light construction line there, a very light construction line there, and then we are using a 30-degree triangle to touch the side, just like that, and on this side as well, touch there, flip it around. So please try and draw your nut and bolt in the exam, because I've seen so many grade 12 learners lose marks because they don't know how to do this, and it's very easy. It took me a few minutes, and you're not allowed to use a stencil. So the next one I'm going to show again, it's easy. Construction with 30 degrees. Here we go. 30 degrees touching the circle. There we go. Flip it around. Other side. Just like that. And this counts almost most of the marks. This is, they want to see, can you draw this? It's not a mechanical drawing without at least one nut. That nut is ugly, but okay, let's do this one again. Construction, my alignment was very out on that one, so let's do this one. Against 30 degrees, touching the circle, flip, oh, that one did not touch. I'm going to correct that. Let me correct this one. There we go. And now all you need to do is take it over. So take over this height. I'm going to do it on both sides. There we go. And this one. Oh. There we go on both sides. And the bottom one. There and there. As well as there and there. It tells me that my nut is 8 millimeters. So I just measure 8. Measure 8 on this side. Here we go. Then we need to add those faces, which is another difficult part that you guys get to use. Let's look in the book just how to get those faces. So it shows us the first one is in line with the edge. So let's get that first. Let's get that. It's easy. We have the face. There it is. So draw that in dark. In dark. I'm going to do the edge as well. This one and that one. And the other edge. There we go. And this one. See how far we already got? We didn't even have to calculate that much yet. I'm just using the view that I drew here to get the right side. And because a nut and bolt you aren't allowed to slice that, now I know where my nut is going to end, so I can draw that in dark. That part, that part. Now my shaft is basically done. My shaft is done. We just need these lighter lines, not really construction, but darker than construction. That goes in there. Okay, we will finish up the shaft when we're done. Now we just need those arches. So to get the first one, we use 60 degrees. Let's just make sure. Yes. So I use 30 degrees, sorry, to the center line. That's the center line. To get this one, we turn it around. Get this other one. See that they are supposed to meet. Let me just get that. There we go. Let me just erase all the unnecessary lines. Erase them. There we go. Okay, that looks better. And then to get these ones, we just do that, turn around, do that. So this is very small. Let's see if this is very small, so I'm going to use another pazer. I have this little handy pazer that helps a lot, where I adjust to there and make that small arch, and here small arch, and the bigger one I set my compass to the edge. Let me use the other one. Set my compass on this point and extend to the end. We go, and we with this one I didn't quite finish. Let me just go just like that, and that's the nut sort of. So I'm going to show you when I'm done with all of them. Okay, so there we have all of our nuts finished. I know it doesn't always look very good because it's very fine detail, but if you tried, at least you tried and you can get some of the marks. Can you see some of mine don't even look that good? And then we already finished it here. Then what else are we going to see on this side? We still need to draw that in. Okay, so first, as we know, we can see a bit of that goes past. So our compass, we need to set to that outer radius, or the outer diameter was 26, so we set our compass to 13. Put it there in the center, and let's see, we're only going to see a very small part, just like that, a very small part. And then we are going to see all the way. I'm going to use my blue pencil again just to project this over there, and we should remember that we have this little piece that goes in. Let's take that over as well. And now this part is straight. We don't see curves. We don't see around corners. We don't see curves. So let's measure. It says that my hook is 9 millimeters. So I'm going to measure 9, 4.5 one side and 4.5 to the other. Four 4.5, and then we take it down. Oh, I shouldn't have done this so dark here. I will fix that. We need to find what was this distance? It was, let's see, this was radius 8, this was radius 17, subtract 8 is 9, okay, it's also 9, so I'm going to measure 9 back up, no, 4.5 back up. I'm going to measure 4.5 back up, 4.5, or you can just use your circle stencil, number 9, line it up in there and just do the bottom one. Now I can erase the spots that I drew too far, just like that. Okay, it tells us that we need to add the hook's hidden detail. In the question it asked me to do the hook's hidden detail. So for the rest, that was a mess up, sorry, let me fix that. For the rest we need, there we go. And then we also see the same over here. So I'm just going to take this over to here so you can see. And then as you can see, it doesn't close fully, it's only like a bit. So I'm only going to do a bit. Where's my 9? Here it is. Where's that end? The end's there, so I'm only going to do it like that. Then for the rest of this, we're also going to see, is this compass still set to this? Yes, so I'm going to see the rest of this as hidden detail, just like that. And if I look, I think that's basically it. Let me just have a double look and I will, let's see. Oh yes, all that I forgot was it has these little bends, but it's not by much, so I just use a very small just like that, and just like that. Okay, it asks for dimensioning, but I'm not going to do the dimensioning. So let me just give you a close-up of what this looks like. So it took me a while to draw this, but it was because I had a lot of explaining to do and I made a bunch of mistakes. I'm still normal, but if with practice it will become easier. So good luck with this drawing and good luck with grade 12. Thank you for watching.